Well, Adam, your vintage 1960s Conveyancer forklift motor is all converted. I have a rotary beacon on it, and I have head and tail lights on it. Let me back this guy up the other way. There's your headlight. Here's your tail light. This rear steering wheel was the biggest problem, really. Well, next to the gearbox. This wheel right here was all broken up and wobbly, and it would lock up when you try to turn it. So I machined out the center of the plastic wheel and then made a brass insert for it. So now you have one fantastic wheel. The other one's actually not that bad, the stock wheel. That actually runs pretty good. And it's a live axle, and I didn't think it really would steer that well, but it actually seems to steer pretty good. I put a lot of weight in the back of it. I probably put about 3 ounces of lead in the back of it, but it sure steers pretty good. And it's got an interesting gearbox on it. The gearbox, I should have included a picture in a video, but the gearbox, this was meant to be a kid's toy from the 1960s. And this lever right here, if you move the lever back where it is now, the gearbox engages one of the little brass gears to make the drive work. And then when you flip it forward, it engages the brass gear that runs the lift up and down. And what's clever is there's a little latch mechanism that's attached to this lever, so that when you go from the lift and move the lever back to drive, a little cog lock comes down and locks the barrel so that the forks don't fall. Every once in a while it won't grab right away, maybe it's sitting on top of a tooth, but 99% of the time it works pretty nice. So now I'm in lift, and then I switch the transmission to drive, and then back to lift, and then back to drive. You can see how the forks didn't fall because that latch mechanism holds it. But even with a load on it, it still steers okay. Doesn't turn on a dime. But it runs pretty good for a 60-year-old toy converted to radio control. And we should probably find a bigger operator for it, because that 1/16 brooder dude's a little small. But I guess he doesn't look too bad on it. I think it says right on the box, it's a 1/14 scale model. But a cool old toy. It's a cool old... it's fun converting something this old, you know? And a lot of it is, I don't know if that's called like a Bakelite plastic, but it's weird to drill it. I had to drill a bunch of holes in, well, for all the lights. And it's kind of weird how it's almost layered the way the plastic is. You can see some of the gears in here, how the gearbox works. So there's your drive gear right here. And that's your lift gear. And then if you can see the gear up between it, that shifts back and forth between the two, depending on whether you're lifting or driving. And I guess that's about it. It has forks, and it also has a little crane attachment for it. Yeah, I guess you call it a crane attachment to run it. So there you go, Adam. Your Conveyancer is alive. Talk to you soon.